Trade is so crucial in this economy. We have globalization and we have a big problem on our hands. The US dollar is collapsing and we are way into this already. As I've discussed in the previous video, the dollar is on its way down, and the most important reason, the primary reason why this is going to happen and why it has already happened in many ways is that people, countries around the world are going to stop using the dollar. They're already doing that. I'll get into more of that today. I want to thank all the people that have been commenting on there. My concern is that what is going to happen is going to affect every country around the world. This is a concern that I have personally. And those of you who see that same concern I have, it is legitimate. I hope that you'll continue to join me here and giving me that positive feedback. It's very important. Right here we have a trade gap at the highest level in 5 months. This is fairly new information here, April 3rd, and that is China and the US. They are obviously not playing fair to each other here, where the US is giving IOUs, junk pieces of paper, as I refer to them in the Money GPS, and China is doing all of the hard work, it seems. This cannot last forever. 23 countries begin setting up swap lines to bypass the dollar, something I covered in a previous video, covered in my book. And basically now I'm showing you that 23 countries have decided not to use the dollar. Even Saudi Arabia, as it says here, is already talking, and they're saying to the US, you know what, perhaps we're going to consider going elsewhere. And that is a very important moment, a very important point, because of the deals that they made back in the 70s with Kissinger, saying that they do not want to use any other currency except for the US dollar. If you do that, we'll protect you, we'll take care of you. And ever since that moment, it has given a monopoly to the US economy. So with the Bretton Woods Agreement and with the 1970s petrodollar agreement, they basically had us locked in. However, now 23 countries have decided no. And this is Germany asking for their gold back, and they're saying that it's going to take up until 2020 to get that gold back. So where is the gold? Because if they really have the wealth, if the US has the strength, they have the wealth, well, let's take a look. They don't have their gold because it takes years to get that gold back. So they're going to have to get it from other countries wherever they've leased it, or perhaps they need to get it mined. Who knows where it is? The fact remains is that the US does not have that. And at the same time, where is their real wealth? Well, it's certainly not from a productive economy, because millions of people are not in the labor force, and many people have lost their jobs to offshoring. So the real wealth is flying out the window, and you have many of the elite taking off and leaving permanently, renouncing their citizenships and other things like this. And I'm even just mentioning here Chavez asking the Bank of England to bring our gold back. So that's also in line with that. The third world countries that those emerging economies are starting to say, we don't need the big players. We are the big players. And this right here is just Lehman Brothers. And what I'm trying to say with this is that it happened so rapidly. In this case, the company has lost 80% of its market value since Monday. So from Monday to Friday, in 1 work week, they lost 80% of its value. Basically, total destruction within 1 work week. So when people are saying the collapse, and they're saying that we're fear mongers, they're saying that we are overreacting, stop trying to scare people and all this sort of thing, look how quickly this can happen. It happened in a week, and you need to get prepared in advance. You're not going to have a week to prepare. That's not how this is going to work. People are going to be at the store and they're going to be ripping stuff off the food, off the shelves. They're going to be attacking people to get what they need. They're going to be in lineups in the bank. There's going to be bank holidays. You're not going to be able to get your money out. It's going to be just like they did in Cyprus. I've been warning about this and will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. As long as I'm allowed to create these videos, I will do so. And I'm trying to warn you that it's going to happen too fast. You're not going to be able to prepare at that time. You need to get ready now. That's why myself and others are warning about this. And this here, does the United States have $128 trillion in unfunded liabilities? Now, this number bounces around. You hear over 200 trillion, you hear 80 trillion. The point is that it is far, far greater than not only the GDP of the US, but far greater than the GDP of the entire world. It has gone far beyond that. This is something that cannot be sustained. This is in fact already collapsed and being supported by the crutch that is the Federal Reserve. So when you say that we're overreacting, can you explain how a country that has a GDP that is nowhere near its unfunded liabilities and that not being a problem, this just doesn't make sense to me. How can you say that? This is something that inevitably will crash. It has to. So whether or not it is 128 trillion doesn't matter. Now, just a brief explanation. Unfunded liabilities, that's Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, that sort of thing. It is basically, we have to pay this into the future, but we're going to pay you right now, and we'll just print up that money and just give it to you and take it from somewhere else, and it'll be never replenished again. That's the way this works. The system is broke. It's bankrupt. That's what I'm trying to get into in here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up to signal that you'd like more of this information. And of course, join the others. I just had a big bunch of people who just joined the Money GPS Insiders because of the video I did yesterday. I hope you'll get on with them and do the same. That is at themoneygps.com. Scroll down to the bottom, fill in your email address. And basically what this is an extension of the work I do, and you can get on there, you can get some information, and it will come to you through your email inbox. If they shut me down on YouTube, which they've made threats multiple times, this is the way that I can get a hold of you. I hope you'll join me on there. Take care.